All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something fascinating, the very thing most teams try to avoid at all costs, disagreement. It turns out it might actually be their most powerful tool. We're going to dive into the psychology of how we make choices and show you how to turn that conflict into your greatest asset for making, well, brilliant decisions.
So let's just ask it straight up. Is conflict in a team always bad? I mean, we're usually taught to see it as a problem, right? The goal is always to get along, to find consensus. But what if that whole idea is wrong? What if a specific kind of controversy is actually the key to unlocking creativity and making way better decisions? This brings us to a super common and honestly frustrating problem. You can get a room full of the smartest, most capable people, and they can still come up with a terrible outcome. How does that even happen? Well, the answer is all about how we approach decisions, first as individuals and then as a group.
To really get why teams go off the rails, we have to zoom in first. We need to understand the psychology of how a single person makes a choice, because our own individual habits and biases, they're the building blocks for everything that happens in the group. Okay, so let's actually look inside that process. Every choice you make, I don't care if it's deciding on lunch or mapping out a huge business strategy, it follows a surprisingly predictable path inside our heads.
Now, here's what's so interesting about this. Look at those middle two steps. We have this natural human tendency. We don't just gather information like a neutral computer. We form a conclusion really fast, and then often, without even realizing it, we start looking for evidence that proves us right. That's confirmation bias, and it is a powerful, powerful force.
Now, take that little internal bias that's in all of us and multiply it by every single person on your team. Suddenly, our individual quirks don't just add up, they actually amplify each other, creating this whole new tangled web of challenges.
And what all this means is that these really common team dynamics, they actively sabotage good decisions. You've got groupthink, you've got fear, the pressure to just go along with the crowd. All of these things shut down critical thinking. And you end up with weak outcomes. Everyone might be nodding in agreement, but the best idea in the room could just be dying in silence.
But what if we could reframe all this? What if we started seeing controversy not as a threat, but as a tool for getting to something great? This is where our key idea comes in. It's a framework for turning that potential conflict into a really productive, creative process.
And this definition just perfectly sums up the core concept. Look at the key words here: cooperative process and creative, high-quality solution. It's not about winning an argument. It's not about proving somebody wrong. It's about everyone working together, digging into all sides of an issue to find the absolute best path forward.
This slide just makes the difference crystal clear, doesn't it? On one side, you have constructive controversy. The focus is on ideas. You attack the problem, not the person, and you work together to build the best solution. On the other side, you have destructive conflict. And that's just a competitive battle of egos where the only thing that gets built is resentment.
Okay, so this is the practical part. This isn't just some vague theory. It is a process that you can actually follow. So how can you and your team put constructive controversy into practice? It starts with a really clear 4-step procedure. So let's just walk through it real quick. You start by presenting your cases, you debate, but then comes the most powerful step of all, step 3, perspective reversal. You have to switch sides and argue forcefully for the other side's position. This forces empathy, it forces understanding, and then finally, everyone drops their original positions and works together to create a brand new solution, taking the best ideas from all the viewpoints. And this brings us to the single most important takeaway from all of this. The problem has never been disagreement itself, it's unstructured disagreement. By giving it a process, a framework, you transform that messy, personal conflict into this powerful, cooperative engine for coming up with better ideas and making smarter decisions.
So think about it. In an upcoming team meeting, maybe a project you're working on, or heck, even a big personal decision, how can you stop avoiding disagreement and start using it to explore all the angles and get to a truly exceptional result? That's the power of thinking differently about conflict.